And hello everyone, welcome once again. My name is Logan and this is Decode Your Reality. Today I'm going to be breaking down and decoding the Vesica Pisces, or Vesica Pisces, however you want to pronounce that. That's where the zodiac sign Pisces came into play. And this is the beginning of it. Right here, this is where it starts before it actually moves into position. And I put this slide out the other day and some of you got it. You know, this right here is the alchemical symbol for the 50th element, tin. It's a very special element because of its atomic mass or atomic weight, the 119, the mirror of the 911. And what's really special about this one here is it's the first stage before the Vesica Pisces moves into position, because it's really these two zeros, you could even say it's a number 8 right there, of a black and a white, and then they merge and they move down into position. You got two pies, two perfect circles, coming together and merging. Good cop, bad cop, black and white, Jesus, Lucifer. And this is the beginning of it right here. You know, this is a very special number because of where it's located in the esoteric and the group of individuals that use it to rule the world. If you've been following my research, you'll know this has established itself in many different areas, especially, you know, the Jack of Spades, the Knight of Swords, the Alligator card. It's got a heavy placement in a lot of areas that are on the higher up areas. Knights Templar equals 50. So it starts off with this, ladies and gentlemen, but then it really merges and then it goes into this. And it blends those two worlds together, which is where this presentation started for me with this color. You see, I was decoding the color light spectrum and the Vesica Pisces together, and of course it led me to the game of tennis. That's as fate would have it. When you're in tune with the matrix, starts to show itself to you. Which is why I have this thing colored this lime green color. You know, yellowish green color. There's a reason why. I'm going to show you why that is. So as fate would have it, it led me to tennis because it was this color that led me to the Vesica Pisces, and then this color reminded me of the tennis ball. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to check out tennis balls. So I'm following the breadcrumbs. You know, and it leads me to this. And it just blew me away, but it doesn't blow me away like it used to anymore. I just laugh because of what it shows to me now. And maybe you're in the same position when you decode. You know, like tennis is a 23. That matches the word crown. And then this tennis ball, this is the brand that I chose to pick in my brain when I started to think of a tennis ball. Pen. That's what I played when I was a kid. That's what I remember most. And that is a match. And these guys have been around for a long time. 1900s. Old establishment. Did they choose this name on purpose to match the crown? To match the game of tennis that it's called? Well, look this. Let's go a little further. This is the city. If you go look up Penn tennis balls, this is the city that it's located in, where its headquarters is at. It's a 74. And of course, that's the element tungsten, and tungsten is the W, which is the 23rd letter, which is the crown. And then this is the Royal Society Chemistry's photo of that. It's illumination. We know that now. This is the latitude, longitude. The X marks the spot of Jeanette, Pennsylvania. You take 40 plus 79, you're going to get the number 119, which is a match of the element tin. We go a little further. I mean, this year of 1972 is when they introduced, I'm saying the Professional Tennis Association or the International Tennis Association, where they introduced the yellow and green tennis balls. Before that, they used white. 1972 is a 74, as fate would have it. And I'm going somewhere with this, so stick with me. Promise you it'll be well worth your time you invest in this video. So look at these syncs, folks. I mean, 119, the latitude, longitude, the location of their headquarters, illumination, pen, crown, tennis 23, 74, the introduction of the tennis ball, the line. There's a reason why they chose this color. This is a royal game, by the way, tennis. So lime green's the color. This is the color, and I'm going somewhere with this because I was studying the light spectrum, folks, which led me to the Vesica Pisces. It was ingrained in this presentation. And these are the two elements, tungsten and arsenic. They both have the 33 and 74. Well, this one does, but this one is the hierarchy of the 33. Jesus was crucified at the age of 33. And lime green's the 33. Kind of the color of the tennis ball, depending on the way you perceive color. 33 is illumination. And so it led me to this. This is really, well, it was this one right here, actually. This is light coming in, and it's coned and expanded out, but when it goes into the black sun, you got two black suns, when it goes in there, it expands. But the first color the rods of the eyes see is this lime green. Look at the dead center is the color of a tennis ball, or nearly the color of a tennis ball. When I started studying this, this was like the most visible color in the world right here. This. It's like a lime green color. And then I started studying the tennis ball. You know, are they green or yellow? They're both according to science. It's just like, okay, but what does it got to do with Vesica Pisces? Well, there is your two fish. And the color light spectrum, folks, goes down into your black suns. Two of them. And it expands and it creates the rainbow. The light in your eyes that is perceived by another fish. We're going to get into. But there it is. I mean, there is the two intersecting circles of your eyes. And this is what I was studying. I was studying the light spectrum, and I was trying to figure out where it fit inside the eye. And it led me to this lime green color, and I automatically thought tennis ball, and that's why I showed you the tennis ball, and look at what it showed me. I mean, pen and 23 and crown. I mean, do you see how the matrix is fixed? I mean, there's no other explanation for it, especially now we're talking about science and geometry. I mean, even the word fish, that equals the number 17. Why this is important is because the color light spectrum has 7 colors of the rainbow. 1 through 7. 1 through 7. Here's your fish. I mean, this is the born-again Christian symbol right there. They just cut it off right here. But there it is. You got your two fish. And that's Pisces, because Pisces, the 12th sign, is two fish. Two eyes. And that's where the light spectrum comes in, because the light has to go in order for us to see things. And of course, these are just batteries because you got negative and positive. That's what these are. So the most visible color in the world, the lime green, goes into the eyes. And so we can break these down, ladies and gentlemen, with the elements of the periodic table. Now we get into alchemy, into the Vesica Pisces, into the color light spectrum. It's all ingrained, but it's the elements 1 through 7. The 7 days of creation, the 6, and then the 7th day was the rest day. But here it is. It's red through violet. So it would be hydrogen through nitrogen. I mean, look at the syncs in this. I mean, incredible if you ask me. Because hydrogen through nitrogen through numerology is a number 182. And we got 2 of those. And when you add 182 plus 182, you're going to get 364, which is a lunar, solar, or solar-lunar calendar year. Not 365, 364. And it's just like, night and dark. I mean, we can split them up that way. 1 half of the year, 1 half of the year. 6 and 6. 364, the number outcome of adding up these two, ends up becoming 53, and that's the iodine. The 1 half of the I am that I am. I mean, iodine is directly linked to the Yod in the Hebrew. The ancient Israelite god, the Yod, is iodine. What about the tarot? What does the tarot have to say about this? Well, I mean, Vesica Pisces is a double 19. I showed that in the beginning, matching that of the double helix. The DNA, we're going to get into that, but 1919. So we have battery, which is a 19, and battery, matching that, a double battery, which is a double battery. And the 19th card in the tarot, folks, is the Sun card. And what illuminates so we can see? The sun. That's what goes into our little black suns right here. These little black dots called the pupil. It's the sun. And the sun is a battery. Which is why battery equals 19. In the English, it's 91. It's the mirror of that. So what about the fish? What does that got to do with anything? Well, if you study theology, Jesus was a fisherman of men. Well, of course. Trying to catch as many fish as he can. Fish is 17. That's a direct match of the 17th card in the tarot called the Star card. I mean, I spelled Aleister wrong. But Aleister Crowley said every man and every woman is a star. Of course. We're fish. We're the star. The star is born. You got stars in your eyes. Vesica Pisces right there. 2 of them. What about the third one? We got 2. But where's the third fish? There's the 2 right here. Where would the third one be located? And voila. It's the third eye. It's the pineal gland. Pineal is just Jesus and Satan, or Jesus and Lucifer. That's all it is. It's the black and the white. And that's because that's what our eyes are. This third eye, this is the triquetra here. I've put this here because is this what this symbol means? Because see, this is meaningless without these. Try going through your life without vision. And a lot of blind people out there, and they view life very differently. But when you have the ability to see, you have this. And, of course, if you study the pineal and you know that those that rule temporarily, they have done a great job at programming people to see what they want them to see. And you got to use, these are the windows to the soul. This is where all the soul resides in. Right there, the third eye. So there's the three fish. And this is what it would look like based upon the elements. If you really understand creation, and you can study astrology, you can understand numerology, the numbers, and then if you bring theology, 6 days of creation. But there's 7 here. Yeah, because there's the rest day, the Sabbath day. And you have 7 colors in a rainbow. That's undeniable. And we look through the light spectrum, through the Vesica Pisces, these 2 Vesica Pisces. But what's interesting, I brought these down, I've shrunk these down quite a bit, obviously. You can expand these on the body and the root would be located in a different position. But, the micro to macro. And if this was possibly to be on your face, no matter what, this is the third eye position. And when we put the 7 colors of the rainbow on the face, this would be the third eye, and it would be the element carbon, which is what we're made up of. And, Uranus is the 6th planet. Now, granted, some of you may think it's 7th planet, but if you understand the classic planet positions, one of the possibilities is Uranus is the 6th planet, ruling the color indigo, as in indigo child. And that's a match for the crown again. And, keep in mind, carbon starts off with a letter C, which is crown with the letter C. So we have 3 fish, the triquetra connecting all 3, and we have the crown at the center point of our third eye. Because this is what they want to control. And then we go a step further, and that's where we get the word triple crown from. Or at least it fits into this presentation. You got 666. 6, 6, 6. Folks, I don't know if you have accepted the fact that we, human beings, are the beast. In physical form. We're Satan. We're the beast. We're 666. It's clear here of this connection, to me anyway. And this would form a triangle, which is now into another piece of sacred geometry. 666 right there. It's the triple crown. Carbon is the king of the all elements. And triple crown equals the number 46, which is a direct match of Jesus Lucifer, which is the 2 fish. The black and the white. Good cop, bad cop. Which is Vesica Pisces. The merging of 2 worlds. Here's a look with the map overlaying the face and the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. And then the equator dividing both. And of course, if you lay it across here, it goes right through our pupil. I've had to raise it up a little bit so you can see the eye, but that's a dead giveaway. When you center everything. So, these are really important in the Vesica Pisces because it's exactly what we're talking about. Even the sun and the moon, their patterns run on these, which means our eyes run on these patterns, because that's how we perceive reality when we look up in the sky. So I wanted to add in another layer, which is really fascinating. You know, we breathe oxygen, and that's where the number 8 comes in. You know, the Beatles had a song, 8 Days a Week. I think it was for good reason. Obviously, esoteric, telling us things behind the scenes. But we have, you know, the color of the rainbow here going into our Vesica Pisces, giving us our illumination, which is right here. Remember, these elements through numerology end up equaling 182. Let me go back and show you that. Right here. Hydrogen through nitrogen equals the number 182. So we have 2 of those, which is 364, which is a lunar or a solar lunar year. So we have 2 tungstens. Tungsten, as I showed in this presentation in the beginning, is illumination. So we illuminate ourselves through these Vesica Pisces that we have, which is called our eyes. And then we have oxygen that we breathe through our nostrils and our mouth. Another triquetra, 2 nostrils and 1 mouth. So we literally can invert this triquetra and put it for the nostrils and the mouth. But nonetheless, we breathe that oxygen. And what's really interesting and why I wanted to add this in, folks, because without the oxygen, and remember, O is pi, which is another part of the circle, because these are 2 circles merging. And this is just one. Without the oxygen, we're dead. But when you add up all these atomic weights, oxygen's 15.995, tungsten's 182.950, when you add those up over at the trusty calculator, we get the number 381.895. 381 on the masculine side of the decimal. And that's so fascinating. You bring pi into this, 381 appears at the 196th decimal digit of pi, which is the element gold. Turning lead into gold, illumination. Illumination. 666. You know, I mean, is it not clear? Do you see what I see? 2 Vesica Pisces, and that's, you know, it leads us back into the DNA, because you see, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, deoxyribonucleic acid, that's a 69. That's the yin yang. That's our DNA. That's the double helix. That's these 2 characters right there. And that leads to the double helix. You know, it's a double because it's 2. It's twin. Cain and Abel. Jesus, Lucifer. And it's a helix. Helix is a 19. Vesica Pisces, 2 19s. I mean, here it is right here. Jesus, Lucifer, 46. Double helix, 46. And do you see the Vesica Pisces in the DNA? How about now? Do you see it? It's right there. I mean, it's so beautifully written in our software, in our eyes, in our DNA. I mean, it's written in the freaking game of football. I mean, they knew when they created this. They didn't create it just, let's just create a ball of this shape. And no, they purposely created that. And you know, this is the ending of my presentation. Thank you so very much for watching. I have 2 slides left. Yeah, but it leads to the caduceus. Here is the DNA. Caduceus, look at these outcomes. I mean, it's 31 in the Chaldean. That's to the element gallium, and gallium's average atomic weight is 69. Which is right here. That's you and I right there. This is illumination. The Kundalini rising. I mean, here's the last slide I want to show you that has merit in all this. This is our eyeballs. I was showing this, the light goes in, but look at it goes a left and right eye. And then the nerves, optic nerve, is what carries it to the brain, which would probably be the pineal gland, right? Something to that measure. But optic nerve is 46, matching that of Jesus Lucifer. And let's go into the brain. How about the brain to give it even more support? This is your brain, and then you have the dorsal root and the ventral root. And then it goes down to the spinal cord. Dorsal and ventral is a 46 as well, matching that of Jesus Lucifer. So there's no questions anymore as to how this works. It's very clear that we are the culmination of these characters. And when you bring in this layer right here to end this presentation, folks, of the Vesica Pisces, the decoding of the Vesica Pisces with our eyes, you'll see that this is kind of saying it all. Because, you see, folks, we are this character. We are the black sun. You got two black suns in your eyes. Go look in the mirror and you'll see two of them. Those are called your pupils. We're the culmination of these two characters. But, you know, that's why we're attracted to the bad stuff, the majority of it. I mean, think about it. This is the merging of these two characters, which is the Vesica Pisces. I mean, from a geometrical standpoint of bringing it into this right here, down to the color light spectrum and what we see, which is black and white, which is yin yang, which is Jesus Lucifer, aka Satan. We are the virus on this planet, folks. We're the ones that screw it up. We're the ones that tear it down. And our salvation will be earned through our enlightenment and the understanding of who we are and why we're here. So that's all I got for today. My name is Logan. This is Decoded Reality. I thank you so very much for watching.